Why is breastfeeding so taboo for some? We know it's the best way to feed your baby, but still, many different reasons stop many different moms in their tracks. Today, we're sitting down with a mom and a doctor to have a personal conversation about breastfeeding. We'll talk concerns, misconceptions, fears, and facts. Plus, just maybe, we'll get a peek at a really cute baby in the process. So the first question is for you. What, if anything, scared you the most about breastfeeding, the prospect of breastfeeding?
I would have to say I'd heard so many horror stories about like your nipples being chapped and cracking and bleeding. So to be honest, that was the scariest thing for me.
Pregnancy in and of itself is such a new and exciting time, but it's also a very scary time for a lot of women.
What are some common misconceptions that maybe new moms come in with about breastfeeding that you have to kind of steer them in the right direction?
I think probably the most important one is that it takes too much time, right? That it takes too much time. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, I've got other things to do, and you do, right? Brand new baby, you've got a life to live in. But breastfeeding is beyond convenient. You are the source of nutrition. You don't have to go to the store, you don't have to warm it up, and it is the optimal nutrition for the baby. So it's at the right temperature, it's got everything that you need, and it's always available. So you can't beat that. Those are the two major ones.
So in those moments, the time portion of it feels very cumbersome.
Right.
But then the other side of that, like you said, is I'm making this sacrifice because I know the milk that I'm producing is better than the milk that I can purchase.
It is not easy in the beginning to breastfeed. There is a learning curve for both the baby and the mother.
So normalizing it for me was very helpful that, you know, my mom immediately was very much supportive of it. From the beginning when I was telling her that I wasn't sleeping, because you know, every 2 hours, and in the beginning she was cluster feeding, which I had never heard of a day in my life. I felt like people were throwing things at me that I was like, nobody told me this. And so it became hard, and I was like, I'm not gonna make it. And it was, you know, my grandmother was like, girl, give her some formula, and the whole myth of like she'll sleep through the night. And you know, I know some women who were like, yeah, my baby totally slept long, you know, through the night, much sooner on formula. And let me tell you, there were some nights when it came close and I was like, I mean, maybe it's true.
People think that, you know, they call this nipple confusion. Okay,
I've heard that.
Okay, I don't want anybody to get mad at me. Okay, but a baby will eat what you give them. So latching is important early because it's a little bit different to latch on a breast than it is on a nipple.
Sure.
But once they've kind of gotten the feel for it, you go back and forth.
Can I hold her? Yeah. She's super sweet.
You are so sweet.
Pregnancy changes people a lot physically, and for some, they welcome that change, and there are others who feel that the change is perhaps not so much. And so getting back to where, at least where they thought they would like to be prior to the pregnancy as quickly as possible after is important. And breastfeeding is a wonderful resource to do that. And of course, what better than feeding the baby and you get your body back? You know what I mean? You still gotta work, but it's healthy.